What I spend in a month, but I'm terrible at budgeting and an impulse spender edition, according to this TikTok by Financially Illiterate. So let's check this out.
What I spend in a month, but I'm not proud of it. Edition.
That's sad.
My name is Vera. I am a full time auto shop manager and I am an impulse spender. I just recently got started on trying to track and control my finances because, to be honest, nobody in my family ever taught me how to do it, and I'm 26 and I have nothing to show for it. I
That is extremely sad, but way too common.
haven't invested a penny, I haven't saved a dime, I don't know how to, and I'm actually really ashamed and I feel really guilty of the numbers that I'm going to share with you today. But I feel like I keep seeing like 23-year-olds with perfect bank accounts socking away money, and I'm jealous of them, and I want to do that.
Hey, props to you for wanting to improve your finances. I think that's pretty cool. And the thing is, what people need to understand, there's some people who are just natural spenders, natural savers, natural investors, right? Like there are people who already fit into a category before even starting, before even getting any sort of knowledge about personal finance. Some people are just more prone to a certain type of thing, usually due to their personality, right? Like for me, I am okay, I'll put it this way. Me personally, it is very easy for me to save money and invest money, but very hard for me to spend any money at all. Like it's physically hard for me to do that. But for other people, they are a lot it's a lot easier for them to actually maybe invest all of their money, go more high risk in all of their investments, but basically have no money in their savings and are maybe not actually spending their money on fast food or anything, but just purely putting almost all of their money towards investments. Like people are just in different categories naturally. So I think it's pretty awesome that she's trying to get better at it. And also that the fact that she is honest about how she is when it comes to money, that she is an impulse spender, and that she doesn't know how to save her money and whatnot.
So I'm going to figure it out. The program that I'm using is actually a book. It's called Your Money or Your Life, and it is a 9 step program to figuring out like financial independence, which is super awesome. The biggest thing that I'm going to share today is actually today is my first month of tracking all of my purchases, which is why I can make this video.
Which, by the way, if you're trying to get out of debt or just trying to get a better understanding about your personal finance situation, the bare minimum thing that you should do is not even change anything that you're doing, but literally write out what it is that you're actually spending money on. Like buy a $1 cheap Walmart notebook or something with a cheap pen or pencil and just write down literally anytime you spent money. Don't change any of your habits, just write it down so you could actually see, whoa, wait a minute. I spent $600 at fast food this month. Wait a minute. I spent like $1,000 at this one specific location for whatever reason. Like it's crazy when you really think about it. Or like that $10 coffee that I get at Starbucks is costing me $300 a month. You know, something to think about.
And like I said, I'm not proud of these numbers. Okay, something needs to change, and I knew that, and I'm going to do it. So, the first thing though is knowing what you're spending. And I know, I know. So, I'm just going to jump right into it. In the first week of this month that I was tracking, I spent $220, which is, to be
$220 is actually not good, but yeah,
honest, very, very low. I feel like that's probably the least I've ever spent in a week in my whole entire
that's crazy. That's the lowest amount of money that you spent in a week.
life. I make 56K a year, and it just goes out the window. I have no idea where it goes because I'm terrible at tracking things.
Which sucks, right? Because with $56,000 a year, she could have money in the savings account as like an emergency fund. She could have money going towards her investments towards retirement. She could technically live a very good quality of life on that income as long as she just didn't spend more than what she made.
So week two, I made $1,112. Week three, not made, spent $1,112. Week three, $1,640.
Wait, so week two she spent $1,112 on what?
$2, and week four, $1,185. So two big mistakes I made this month was one, I got the Minnesota frontline worker pay because I work in the auto industry. I'm in and out of people's cars all the time. So I got frontline worker pay, which was $400, and then I also found an old 401k and just took it out in cash.
Oh no. You cashed out your 401k?
Mistake. I should have just rolled it over, but it was only a grand, and I was like, maybe I'll just deposit in my savings account. I didn't do that. I don't know how to save money. Okay, I spent it.
Oh no, girl. She cashed out a 401k with the assumption that she's going to be good enough with her money to just put that into the savings account and just spend it all. No, no. And I'm pretty certain you got to pay taxes on that too.
I spent it. And my other
Total spend in 4 weeks $4,158.44. Like, this is such a sad thing to see because, like, the biggest problem when I see stuff like this is that I'm literally watching people work hours upon hours upon hours of their life, like literally trading their life for a paycheck to where they just spend all of that money to now they're going to be forced to continue to work for that paycheck again and like say that they hate their job or whatever. You're basically stuck working at that job because you got no money. Like, this is a very bad situation to be in.
big mistake was using DoorDash literally every day. Like,
Oh my god. See, here's the thing. If you're someone with a limited income or you're someone who is not doing financially well, you need to delete the app of DoorDash and Uber Eats off of your phone. You do not get takeout at all because it costs way too much money. Like, it is too much money for someone to be spending.
break down into categories for you. Okay, this month I spent $1,600 on bills,
$1,600 on bills, I guess, isn't that crazy?
$100 on gas,
$100 on gas is not too bad.
$430 on
$430 on groceries, not too bad.
groceries, and $950 on eating out.
$950 on eating out. Wow. Wow. Like, another way to put that into perspective, she is basically eating potentially a mortgage. That is basically what she's doing. She's basically eating a mortgage payment a month.
$740 on shopping. That doesn't
$740 on shopping. But, like, shopping for what?
include groceries. Something's gotta give.
You're right, something just gotta give. And here's the thing, I have high hopes for this girl, mainly because she realizes that she has a pretty serious problem. Like, this is not a good situation to be in, but I'm at the very least proud to see that, like, someone who's not good with money, someone who's actually pretty bad with money, realizing just how bad of a situation they actually have it because then they're like, oh, okay, like I want to make change, I need to make change, and this is like a really bad situation, so let me try to start making changes. And she took this step, right? The first step is literally just understanding where your money is going. Because it's pretty hard to figure out or even create a budget when you literally have no idea where all of your money is going. Like if you make like 5 grand a month after tax and you don't have that like any of that money by the end of the month, that's a pretty big issue. You need to figure out where your money's going. Period. End of story. Before you basically make any sort of plan. Which, by the way, if you want to learn how to get out of debt, go down in the description or go to 40inbox.com. But yeah, I do hope that she ends up doing pretty well. Hold on. Let's check out her profile. Oh, 85.9K followers. Interesting. Speedrun, I think it looks like she is doing a little bit better though. Thrift with me, yeah. Yeah, month 5 tracking, cutting spending by 50%, career change. Yeah, so it does look like she's doing a little bit better, which is nice. How I clawed my way to a livable wage, working in trades and climbing the ladder. Yeah, so it does look that she's gotten a little bit better with her money, which is pretty nice. Oh yeah, what I spend in a month, part 2.
What I spend in a month. Progress, not perfection. My name is Vera.
So, progress and perfection, impulse spending, and how deleting DoorDash saved me $700. Exactly. Props to her, right?
I've been sharing my financial struggles here on TikTok in the hopes of keeping myself accountable and becoming financially literate. Today is the second month of me tracking every cent that I make and figuring out where all my money is
By
going.
the way, I wonder how like painful these tats would be on your fingers.
If you have any more questions about the first month, please feel free to watch that video. It's pinned to the top of my page. But for today, let's just get right into the numbers. This month's total spend was $35.44 and 23 cents, and that,
Which, when you think about it, that's a good improvement. That's a really good improvement.
as we can see, is already a huge downtrend from last month. But last month I did have $1,400 in extra income. So I'm still spending almost every penny that I make.
Oh no. Oh yeah, because she took out the 401k.
I didn't expect a ton of progress, but that was a little disappointing to me. Getting into my categories, we can compare these with my first video as well. I spent $14.86 on bills. I spent
Okay, so the bills are still basically about the same, roughly speaking.
$224 on gas, which is a lot
A little bit more than this time on gas. You basically doubled her gas bill, which is interesting.
more than the first month. Groceries came to $4.80.
I think that's slightly more than what she spent last month.
Eating out, though, you guys are going to be so proud of me. Eating out was only $264.
Wow. That is a huge change. Because I believe last month she spent like close, like a little bit over $900 on eating out. So to drop that down to about 200 something, that's crazy.
This month. I deleted DoorDash. I
She deleted DoorDash.
practiced learning how to meal prep. I cooked at home. I made sure that I brought my own food to the shop so that I could eat my lunches here at work without, kind of cutting out the middleman of like prepping lunches because that's hard for me. My big expense this month, though, because there's always something to fill in the gap, there's always something, was my impulse spending.
Oh no. But here's the thing, impulse spending is a pretty hard habit to break for basically anyone who is a victim of that because it's very emotional.
Did spend almost $800 on shopping this month. We'll get more into that later. But my miscellaneous charges like vet bills and a new stereo for my car was about $450. So generally we're seeing a decrease in every single category except for gas and shopping. And
Yeah, I don't. The gas thing doesn't really bother me too much, but the impulse spending, she has to figure out a way. Well, really, what she needs to do, she really needs to figure out the reason why she is impulse spending. Like, what is causing her to feel maybe some sort of anxiety or something to where she needs to have whatever item it is, right?
and for gas, it was like, oh, my band played a show that was in a town that's 3 hours away. Totally fine.
Which, by the way, one thing that some people could do if you are suffering from impulse spending is literally only carry cash on you, right? Meaning, because for the most part, people pretty much know when they basically need to fill up every week, right? Because people tend to be on a schedule or like a typical like routine. So what you could pretty much do is pretty much just carry like a $10 bill or a $20 bill within your wallet, and that's the literally the only amount of money that you have inside your wallet. You don't carry your credit card or your debit card. Now, obviously, it is a pretty extreme route to go, but you might need to do that for like a short term time frame just to break you out of the habit of spending money, right? Because if you only got the $10 or $20, well, that's basically like your cash emergency fund for your wallet in case you're too low on gas. So if you don't got that money, it's kind of a pretty big issue. So you're less likely to spend that money in person, like at a gas station or whatever, like in terms of like getting food at a gas station or a drink. You're probably going to use it for gas in like an emergency situation, but you're not going to be impulse spending with the only $10 you got on your wallet, right? It's just something to think about. Like you might have to do that for like at least a month to just break the habit, like force the habit to break.
do not hold that against myself at all. Last month I spent $100. This month I spent $230. Gas is always going to vary, especially when you live in Minnesota, which, by the way, it is blizzarding right now. My big issue this month was the shopping. It was coming into the Christmas season. I wanted to decorate our apartment. Definitely like went out of my way. I bought like a new. I was influenced. I blame Mary Skinner. Anyway, I don't blame them for my spending problems. That's on me. But I think that this month, since the rest of this month is going to be focused on actually saving up the $1,300 that I need for my dental surgery, which I also referenced in a previous post, um, I do expect a pretty significant downtrend for this month, even though this will be like buying Christmas presents and things like that, because I have been watching and trying to implement no spend programs.
The only problem is with like a no spend program is that if you're someone who is suffering from impulse spending, like it's basically a combination of a habit and slash addiction to spending. So like it's going to be difficult to actually follow through with that. That's why I basically say like literally only carry cash of like 10 or $20 to help you basically force you to break the habit. You're still going to probably end up spending it for gas or something, but you're going to have a crazy amount of anxiety if you're about to spend that money when you know you really can't.
So if that is successful and I'm taking you guys along with me, of course, I'll be posting weekly, daily updates. Um, we're going to see how it goes and we're going to get these teeth fixed. But thanks for tuning in today, guys.
Yep. I wish her all the best. Either way, impulse spending is a habit. You got to break that habit in some form. You could do what I suggested is just only carry that $10 or $20 to try to break that habit. But it's going to be a very difficult habit to break because you're basically getting some sort of like satisfaction, like you accomplished something by spending that money, even though you haven't really done anything. So it's going to be hard to break it. It's going to be very hard to break it. If you want to learn how to get out of debt, how I got out of debt and grew my net worth, go down below or go to 40unbox.com. Stay tuned for more financial commentary. And check out Viseuez Z. I mean Viseuez Vera with financially illiterate. So I wish her the best, but sad spending though.